Nobody really said anything to each other. They just kind of nodded. They knew what they were doing, and then everyone just got in line, and then one at a time people would pull up and say where they were going, and then you would just hop in.
I was waiting for the bus, not knowing if I was early or late. I saw across the street all these cars come up picking people and moving so fast.
I was wondering how it worked, etc. And then one day, probably like 2 months later, I decided to stand in line.
They said, "Haven't you heard of slugging?" And I was like, "What is that?"
It's like an impromptu carpool.
When they realize I jump in the car with people I don't know at all and I've never met, they think I'm kind of nuts.
You know, you have the HOV, the high occupancy vehicle lanes that require 3 occupants, and a car pulls up to a designated location, which are the slug lines, and the driver will say, you know, I need 2 for the Pentagon. And so 2 people stand in line, will hop in the car to get the 3 requirement, and you get on the HOV and off you go, and you get to work much, much faster than driving on I-95. No funding, it's just all run by people, you know, that have a common goal, common interest.
All in all, everybody minds their own business, and they just want to take you to work, drop you off, and get you out of here.
I've gotten to ride in several limousines to work. I've ridden with senators, congressmen.
I've been picked up by people who, you know, I haven't seen in 20 years, 30 years.
It's more efficient than taking the metro or the commuter train or anything like that.
Slugging, I get here in 15, 20 minutes. And if you take the metro, it's going to take you about an hour.
It's free, it's convenient, it's usually pretty fast.
Good for the environment.
Anybody who's in the market for a new car, slugging is the way to go.
This slug line idea got me in a lot of cars.
One thing that I look for in a car when I slug is that I have headroom, and I have plenty of headroom because I have been in many cars where I'm commuting to work with my head off the side. So this is a very comfortable car.
But hey, a new car, leather seats, can't complain about that.
I didn't know it was a Chevy, actually. It looked like an Audi or something like that.
It's comfortable. It's nice and quiet.
It's got the OnStar system. I found out about the outlet for the laptop.
It's a great ride, and you go in the car, it's completely different from I think some people's impression of a Chevy, so it's very nice.
Just the word of mouth itself for the car, I think, does more than any commercial or anything else you could do.
It was a good surprise to see the Malibu evolve to become something like this.